After securing a huge backdoor deal with the mayor of Greenway, the new king of the maple syrup gangs takes his closest friends to celebrate by Lake Ogopogo. A few Molson Canadians deep and finishing his final smoke, he puts it out in the dry grass without a second thought. Within seconds, he realizes what he has done. Welcome to rural Canada, eh? Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Rural Canada A. Here we are, flying away from that beautiful downtown block of last episode to this empty plot that, where are we going? That's right, that plot was going to be a stadium. And then I hated what I built, so I destroyed it all. Anyways, today ends up being, I'm glad that I didn't like it, because this episode ended up being so much better once I found what we were going to do. So it does have some more beautiful downtown blocks, and I know I mentioned about not doing monotonous downtown blocks, 2 episodes in a row. Although I did have, people really liked the last episode, or liked the build and stuff, which was super, super cool to see. But, yeah, wanted to mix something in. We got to expand the downtown and grow out the city and, get that big part done, right? But again, city building's not a race, and I ended up incorporating something that's super cool. So today's build is actually inspired by this. What you're seeing on screen here is the beautiful, beautiful, I'm forgetting the name right now, bridge. But you should see the name, maybe. Anyway, it's a cool bridge in Kamloops. Yeah, it's a really weird, I guess it's a cable stay bridge? I don't know. It's a pedestrian bridge only. That goes over top of the rails. Super nice for when trains are coming by. You can just bypass it. Of course, if you have a bike, if you're capable, haul your bike up the stairs. It's good. But yeah, they usually do if they do, man, I forget the name of it. So I'm forgetting the name of everything. But there's this run that they do, a 5K. Man, I used to know this so well when I lived in Kamloops growing up there. But they do a 5K run, and yeah, they run across the bridge. It's part of it. It's super cool. But this is the inspiration for it, is so many of these small towns, and I know it's the same for our lovely friends across the border there in the States, that so many of these small towns just have something weird or unique. Unique's probably a better way, but it's weird and unique, And for Kamloops, it's this bridge. I don't know, it's kind of weird. It kind of looks like Golden Gate Bridge, but scaled down, if it was, part of a miniature golf course, but then it's also pedestrians and not vehicles. But yeah, no, it's weird and cool. Random little bridge that's completely, really overbuilt, I feel like, in downtown Kamloops, right in the heart of the downtown, right? And it takes you to the popular riverside beaches there, and it takes you to a popular area, and the stadium, of course, as well too, right? So I'm going to come in with these pedestrian bridges, which are actually a Japanese asset, obviously very evident in the yellow markings on them, especially the yellow lines, which I don't know if anybody from Japan is watching, but what are those yellow lines? Are they tactile pavement? Are they meant to direct people? I'm not too sure. We're going to use procedural objects on it to clean it up a bit, but this asset is so heckin' good from Ryuchi, I believe. It'll be linked in the description below as well too, in case you guys want to use that as well. And then we just PO'd the bridge pillar from the Bay Bridge by Bisquickle House, and that works so well. And Yeah, really happy with how it turned out too. I don't know that Bisquicklehausen watches this series, or even really watches. I know he's obviously still active in the city's community, but I haven't seen much from Bisquicklehausen. I don't know. I hope he maybe stumbles across this bridge. I'd be curious to, or this episode. I'd be curious to see what Bisquicklehausen thinks of our usage here. Although I don't know, maybe he hates it what we're doing with it. P.O. and his beautiful creation into this pedestrian bridge, but it looks really good at the end. I don't know, I'm really proud of it, so I'd be curious to see what he thinks of it as well too. But yeah, this turns out to be easily my most favorite build that we've done yet. Really proud of how it turns out, and it really captures the feel and essence of a weird little landmark of the Okanagan. It's yeah, I don't know, it's interesting. Super interesting. I spent many times walking these beautiful, beautiful steps. I want to say a huge thank you to everybody who's checked out the series and the growth of the channel. And I know I say this every episode, but really it blows me away. Things have been really good as well, too, thanks to all of your amazing feedback. Seriously, it helps us content creators so heckin' much. But yeah, basically all of you were like, hey, time-lapse, too much time-lapse. Like, we want to hear you talk. And it kind of goes back to the point that I think a lot of City Skylines content gets consumed in podcast format. That's how I consume City Skylines content. And yeah, I don't know. I love it. I'm not a big fan of like time lapse with just music. I like it when the creator is constantly talking over the stuff, and I don't know, it keeps me engaged as well too. So like, why am I not doing that? And of course, since doing that, growth has been pretty noticeable, so it makes sense. But that all started with feedback from all of you. I proposed a question, sure, but all of you commented with your feedback, saying what you'd like to see, and I don't know, it's really helped the growth. So that means a lot. I really appreciate all of you here, this small little family that we're growing, man. It's so heckin' cool in this beautiful, nerdy, urbanist city building niche. It's so heckin' cool. Gonna come in here and start to get the heights figured out as well. That's gonna be key. Although looking at the bridge from real life, the actual bridge that we're inspired by, man, it never felt... Maybe it's just a case of perception. It didn't feel that close to the trains, but looking at it, it feels really close to the cargo train. So it's interesting. Ours, we give a little bit more space here as well, too. But yeah, this whole build, man, I am so stoked on this. Like, I'm so excited to share this build with all of you. I'm really proud of how it turned out. And yeah, just really proud of it. I love doing these little unique things in City Skylines. So yeah, it's a lot of fun putting this little piece together here as well. And thank God for PO. But we got the heights adjusted here, and I'm going to come in and convert these ones to PO as well so that I can push the pillars up and just hide those. Now, the real-life bridge appears to have suspension cables as well. So, again, talking to the topic of cable-stayed bridges. So I think I'm going to come in and add some of those as well. I think it makes the most sense, right? Like, I don't imagine that these two pillars that we have from the Bay Bridge asset are enough to support like the middle of it. I would be worried if anything, not that Kamloops is getting earthquakes like mad, but I would be worried, and look at the height too, like I'm really happy with the height distance that we got there, but I'd be worried about if that would, actually be able to withstand it. So maybe I'll come in with some cables. Coming in with TMPE now to make sure the cars do what I want them to. Such a useful mod. It makes this entire build come together and actually function the way that I want it to. It is like, oh man, TMPE allows you to do so heckin' much here. Gonna clear up some of the roads so I can figure out what we're gonna do here. Now, likely it's gonna be a roundabout because that's what they do in actual Kamloops. I did place a roundabout, but I thought it was so meh what I did. I mean, I didn't really like detail it or anything like that, but I just, I don't know. I thought it was like, what the heck am I doing, So I'll come in and figure it out. Because the actual roundabout's kind of cool. I don't know. Looks fun. Probably I'll take a lot of inspiration from that if we do end up doing a roundabout. But this road's going to be a pretty major arterial as well. Going to try and line up the pillars a little bit. I don't get it perfectly even, but it looks great. Like, it looks really great. And I forgot to add lights to this bridge, but you'll see in the cinematics that I did remember to add lights for the cinematics, but not seen on camera. Gonna try and get the bridge lined up a little bit better there. Using that power of beautiful procedural objects. There's a car there. Hey? I think I actually ended up deleting that car. getting rid of it, but there's one car that that got in before the TMPE would take effect. Now, a big tool to sell this entire build is going to be intersection marking tool. And intersection marking tool is going to allow me to create medians underneath this bridge. And those medians end up selling the entire build. So we're going to come in using the filler tool first. That is holding the left alt key, coming with the filler. And then a really cool feature with it, so we're going to convert it to a pavement island, is actually using the corner radius median option. So you're going to see me use the regular one. Then I realized that that's wrong. And then we realized that it's median. So get the angle right there. It gets a little bit janky, but we get there in the end. Yeet that vehicle. And look at how good that looks. Like that just, oh man, bring it over so it hides the lines because it's going to be a 2-lane road instead now. But you can do so much with TMP and intersection marking tool to really make any road fit your needs. Like those islands, look at it, look at how it looks now. Completely brings it together. What a absolute beauty of a mod. Oh man, that just, yeah, it sells the entire look there. Already, even now, without the detailing that we're going to do, I'm so happy with it. But we're going to head on here once we get the TMPE sorted and head into everybody's favorite, downtown detailing. But actually, the downtown detailing on this episode turns out really, really cool. It's not so much the detailing, but what it actually is a building that I place as a really cool... it's not a mural, but it's like painted on. It has the logo. And I didn't notice that until later on, and I was like, damn. It was just like luck of the draw because I didn't place that asset on purpose. But you'll see it later on. Oh man, it looks so good. So now comes the crucial point to make this entire thing function. I use the dirt pedestrian path and convert it to elevated. I'm going to bring it over here and line it up. So what I do first is away from the object, count the nodes that I think I'm going to need. Sometimes I need more and I'll come in and adjust, but we end up getting this one correct here. Come in with the nodes, line them all up so that they match where we want to be, and now comes the fun part, getting the heights correct. Which ended up being a little bit more of a pain on this just because of the way that the stairs are and the way that the angle is, hard to get to line up. But we actually do get it to work really well here. Node controller is key, coming in, using node control on that node to push it together at the base of our path. Gonna raise this up just a little bit here, and there it is. Now we've got it lined up really, really well. And it still stays within line of the crosswalk, so it ends up working there. Going to come in with this next node and adjust it to the same height as well. And we're essentially just going to replicate what we did there. Replicate it over here. Use node controller on the middle node, and then come in and adjust it so that it all lines up. And what we're going to do after this is use invisible pass. Invisible pass don't affect the terrain and allow us to come in here and make it invisible. And then it totally functions. Like the entire thing works right away. I placed a stadium off to the corner of the asset that I'm going to use. Again, we will do a full in-depth stadium episode. I've just been struggling with making it look good because I might look at the one in Kelowna. The one in Kamloops is kind of uninspiring. There's the invisible path. Boom. Done. And people will start to use it right away. Like, they're going to get in there pretty quick. So now I'm going to come in here and we're going to start placing the buildings that are going to create this next little downtown block. And we end up getting a decent amount done. And an important part, too, because I want to put a lot of emphasis in the detailing on the parts surrounding the train, because I think a cool train trip will be in order for this series at some point as well. This building by Smiley's, a new one from Smiley's Patreon, actually has built-in variations built into it, which is so damn cool. For those of you that don't know, built-in variations allows you to change the actual image or things that are attached with the building. Essentially, I think they're like sub-buildings or something like that. I don't know if that's exactly what they are. If Teddy watches this, he will correct me immediately. But coming in with the parking now just to sort of get this sorted, the lot beside it. I was initially going to do something like what it looks like in actual Kamloops, but I ended up deciding to go for my own creation. Oh, there's parking in real life there, but, I go for my own, and it ends up looking really good. Got these Via trains absolutely ripping by, eh? I might have to adjust their speed, man. They're actually, they are ripping by. Yikes. Especially with that huge crosswalk, yeah. Oh man, I kick it over that bridge. It looks so cool watching this time-lapse back and building around it. I hope you all like it. I was really proud of that build, and again, I was just so excited to share this build with all of you here. Something that I've been doing over on the Twitch stream when it comes to parking is trying to work with varying heights, and even if it's like something that's a very minor height. Doesn't have to be by much, but even just a minor height difference really, really helps with realism. Because nothing's flat. Even the flattest of places are not truly flat. And just giving stuff a little bit of depth to them adds so much realism to the build. It's definitely an essential step in my opinion. Anything you can do to sort of raise it up, and parking lots are a great way to do that as well. So I'm going to come in with these prog curbs here to define the end of the parking lot here. Just get them lined up a little bit there. Love seeing that train ripping through too, eh? Oh man, Revo's such a god with those trains. Like, that just looks so heckin' cool. And to see people already walking over the pedestrian bridge, it's cool because we have the stadium over there. They have a reason to like walk over and want to use it, because I believe that the stadium currently, the asset that I'm using, it doesn't actually function as a stadium, but we can fix that. It works for tourism, I believe. So it's going to be drawing in lots of tourists across the bridge. You know, the only downside is, and you can see that sort of there out to the left, is that on pathways, paths allow pedestrians and cyclists. And so people will be biking up those steps. And it's, I think one of the cinematics has it. I don't know. Stay tuned, you know? Stay tuned just to see. Anyways, coming in with this barrier network here to try and line this one up here. It's by Arnold J. Rimmer. Super useful asset. Man, there's actually a lot of people. Oh, it's because a train. Yeah, train dropped people off. That's where they're all coming from. It's like, damn, that's a lot of people. Man, this area really feels like the actual... It's not one-to-one, obviously, but it really feels like that area. Watching this back, really stoked with how this turned out as well. Ah, man, I cannot... Can't wait. I don't know if any of you feel this way as well, too. City Skylines 1 isn't going anywhere. We're getting very close to City Skylines 2, but I'm kind of getting sad. Like, I'm gonna... I don't know. I feel like I'm getting sad for the end of City Skylines 1. Again, it's not going anywhere. I know some people have been talking about, like, they're still going to play lots of City Skylines 1 when City Skylines 2 comes out, but I don't know. I'm going to miss it. I'm going to miss it. Obviously, as a content creator, you know, gotta ride that wave of City Skylines 1, or City Skylines 2, sorry, when it comes out. So we will be doing an emphasis on City Skylines 2 and have our first series on the YouTube, or our build series will transfer over to City Skylines 2. But, I don't know, I'm getting sad, man, the closer we get. I love how things are right now. I love how this game is. I love the community. I just love now, the moment, you know? Gonna miss it when City Skylines 2 comes out. But, you know, we got a couple months. This node drove me crazy. You're probably wondering, Moose, what in the heck are you doing? I tried to get it so that the lines look good, right? And I think is this what I go with? Wow, that actually did end up looking good. Okay, well, we got there in the end. The lines are cool. But it was a pain in the behind to get to, like, that point to where we are now. It took, yeah, it took way too heckin' long to get to that part. I totally forgot about that too. I remember it, you know, in the moment of how long it took, but like looking back on this footage now, recording the commentary, hot damn, did it take a while to get there. This Wayne soda? I don't know what it is. Wayne Fountain or something? I don't know. This asset's got really cool sidewall with, like, not a mural, but like a Coca-Cola logo. You don't see it yet, but I think I kind of glanced at it. What a cool asset. I think it's by Eva Metri E again. Ah, here's the one. This is the one that has that, pain drug, WH pain drug or something. Really, really cool buildings. Yeah, look at that with the Coca-Cola signs on the side. But, yeah, that building there, I didn't realize it had a mural until, like, I recorded the live play. And, man, it looks so good when you guys see the cinematics at the end. They are juicy, as infrastructures would say. Those are some juicy heckin' cinematics. Oh, man, yeah, it looks really, really, really cool at the end. So I'm going to mess with the ploppable asphalt, and this time, we actually get the colors lined up. So the colors are going to match more so to the road, and I think I do that at the end. I don't think I do that in the live play. I think we do that like here coming up. I actually get the colors to match, and it does look a lot better, so I think I should go back and adjust the ones that we did in last episode and make the color match, because it really does make a difference. I'm gonna come in here and just adjust the parking, and we will convert this parking to yellow as well too, to make it all line up there. Yeah, yellow parking is like kind of just the absolute go-to for cam loops as well. So gonna come in here and steal its Keller. Boom, it's stolen. And now we are using it, plopping it, painting it, you know, all that good Keller stuff. So there we go, converted all this to the beautiful yellow parking. Get all of them completely covered up here. Also, I think it's super funny from last episode, man. A lot of you engaged with the tap water question, so that was hilarious. I asked a random stupid question in the middle there about, well, not stupid, I don't know, it was just nerdy and weird. So I thought about cutting it out from the video, and I'm so glad I didn't. But so many people engaged with it. They're like, oh yeah, this is my favorite tap water. Like, what a weird question, eh? But I don't know, kind of cool, weird, but in a cool way. Yeah, I don't know. I loved it. And I love that all of you engaged with it. It's been super, super heckin' cool. Getting to know more about you, you know? Which also brings me to the question of the stream. Oh my gosh, did I say question of the stream as well too? Question of the video, I think. The question of the video? Question of the stream? No. I gotta get better with that that lingo as well too. I gotta get better with it. Also, I believe, if I'm remembering now, this is super funny, but I believe I asked this question in the time-lapse, so there might be a second question in the time-lapse, but I think this is the question. I forgot to write it down until now, and now I'm like racking my brain being like, was this the question of the video? If there's 2 questions of the video, enjoy. I expect answers for both of them. But if this is the correct question of the video, then I did good, and I'm a professionally content creator, right? Because I do things with the professionally way. That, you know, something like that. I believe the question that I proposed in the time lapse is, what has been your go-to artist? I wanted to say go-to artist for the summer, but I went with this year because obviously summer is different depending on where you are in the world. For me, it's summer, and this is where I found this artist, but for me, it's Hazlitt.
Lately, I don't feel inspired. Wish I was a better liar. Maybe that's why I blame the moon.
Hazlitt is easily my favorite. My favorite find or artist that I found this year, and is absolutely my addiction lately. But I want to hear from all of you in the comments. What's your favorite artist this year? Artist of the year for you, or artist of the summer, which it is for me. But yeah, what's your favorite artist this year? Do I really mess with this note again and break it? Oh no, Moose, you had it looking so good. Why did I touch it? I literally had it perfected. Oh, what the heck is Moose doing? Come on, buddy. What are you doing? Oh, we had it so good. Damn, I didn't even realize that I broke it. For shame. For shame. But, you know, this is the part of city building, you know? It's, why did I do that? I don't know why I did that. Oh, well, so silly. Silly Moose. Coming in with this worn brick texture, and it ends up looking so heckin' good. This has got to be one of my favorite decals, especially for like old downtowns, but I use it a lot in our Vancouver build as well, Moosever. Because it's, well seen throughout the Gastown area of Vancouver. Those of you that know it, legends. I'm going to come in here with grass, and everything seemed rainbows and happy days, and all was good. But the heights were sussy again, just like that parking lot episode where I really struggled with the heights. I really struggle with it here. And I think I end up actually deleting all of the grass because I just could not get it to work. Like, it just would not behave. I thought about moving the road up or adjusting the curb up because it would look good. Like, watching this back. I like including these moments because I could just go in and edit it and remove it from the footage and be like, no, see, this is what I did. But I don't know. I like including these struggles with you. I want to be completely transparent with how I build. And building isn't this like, you nailed it on try one. That never happens, right? There's so much more that goes into it. I want to showcase all of that for you and be like, this is what it's like. This is how I create what I create. There's no fancy editing to hide certain things. Like, it's all just real. This is what I built, and here's how I do it. And it's never perfect from the start. There's so much that goes into it to make it the final product that you actually end up seeing. So yeah, just wanted to keep that in there because here I am trying to raise it up and figure out the heights, and it just would not work. Like, it just would not come together for me. So I did it, but I think I like it too with like the pavement on there and no grass. I might come in and figure out a better way to do it, but yeah, I don't know. I kind of like it how it is right there, especially with that beautiful little ponderosa tree. And those ponderosa trees by Grey Flame are so heckin' good. Gonna come in with my favorite asset as of late, the box planter. And I think I actually... Oh man, what tree do I use? Do I use that new tree that I talked about last episode that I found? I think I do. That tree is like... I gotta stop using it, man. I'm using it way too much, but it is literally my favorite tree. Oh, do I go with the plane tree? Oh! Let's see it. What is it? He's... Oh... I do go with the plane tree. Okay. Delmo, let's go. This tree looks freaking amazing. The box planter as well, too. I totally thought I was going to use the... it's funny, because I've already built this and already done this, right? But I have three projects on the go. One based in the Netherlands, one based in Vancouver, and both of those are done on Twitch. And then this one here, so I got a lot of projects on the go. You know, sometimes I forget stuff. But here we go in to match the color, and yeah, again, this is something I'm going to do all over the build now. In the areas that we've already built that we didn't match the color, I'm going to come back in and make sure that I match the color because it really is worth it. And you'll see in the end product here that it really kind of, like, especially look where that road cutout is as we get all this colored. But my God, does it sell that as an actual road cutout so much more. Like, so this is something that we need to do all over. And you slap some decals on there, and, like, it completely ties this build together. Coming in with some of those patched decals, because those are everywhere in Kamloops. Like, I mean everywhere in Kamloops. More just damage and regular wear decals. And this is becoming one of my favorite areas in the city now. Like, this is honestly one of my favorite parts that we built so far. One of my favorite areas in the city. Like, I'm just so proud of it. But we're starting to near the end of the build here, and I'm going to let Moose 2 come in and do some beautiful low... I don't want to say ASMR, because it's not really ASMR, but, you know, Moose 2 does his thing. He comes in, he does a live play for all you that I'm sure you like. So, yeah, enjoy Moose 2 very shortly here. And again, thank you all so heckin' much for the amazing support on the channel. Let's dive into the live play. So welcome in everybody to the live play portion. Man, I'm so excited with how this bridge turned out. It's like this pinnacle of, I want to say small towns, like small towns in North America, because it's not just Canada, but like there's always just something weird and unique. Not that this is like, well, no, I don't know. I think it is weird, like, but like in a cool way. I'm really happy with what we built here and what we have to sort of capture it and be like, I don't know, just these little cool things that make up the Okanagan, you know? And I just like, man, I can't stop looking at it. I'm so happy with this build. It's got to be like one of the most fun, cool builds in this series so far. Seeing the train come through, it functions. Like you actually have people, oh man, that looks so good. And then I didn't know when I placed this asset here, but it's got a cool little mural on it. Awesome. World's best kielbasi? What is a kiel? Does it say here? Kielbasiboys.com. Zeros? Zeros? The finest homemade Polish kielbasi, specialized in Polish food products. I have no idea what it is, but that looks so heckin' cool. That, like, oh man, this street, eh? Yeah, I'm loving that. Love the look of that, the way it blends into the downtown and then the bridge. Like, this is going to be such a cool shot. That is, man, when we get the other side of it built up around it, oh, that's going to be so good. Damn, that's going to be so cool. And then seeing the train, like, rip through. But, yeah, here's what we got up to. Still haven't, I might just leave the grass like this. Like, it was super hard messing with the surfaces because there's a little bit of a hill here, like just a slight one, but I think I might just leave it like that. I honestly don't mind it too much. Yeah, I don't know, it doesn't look out of place there. And then just light detailing because it doesn't need to be too crazy here with the parking lot. And I'm really happy with how it turned out, right? Like, just simple, but it fills the space realistically. Intersection marking tool, what a godsend to create these medians. Like, that looks so cool. Oh, man, this is like... I'm just so happy with this build. Just seeing... Oh, man, seeing it function. And we got to come in here, though. I did notice that some of them, they're a little bit too far away for the steps. That's easy to fix. You just adjust the heights and whatnot, so we'll get that sorted. But yeah, I'm really, really happy with how this build is come together as well. Yeah, that's looking... Oh my gosh, it's looking so good. Also, one to follow up to, mentioned this earlier in the time-lapse. In the time-lapse. But question of the video, what has been your favorite artist to listen to this year? As mentioned, mine has been a find that I found recently, but they're my favorite artist to listen to this year, and I only found them like 3 days ago. Is Hazlitt. Just incredible music. I'm a big fan of like sad indie, like Bonnie Bear. You know what I mean? Like that kind of stuff. So I'm so excited for that one. I think it's super fire. And you find that sounds very similar to like the old school Bonnie Bear. It's so good, so good. But yeah, I want to hear from all of you. I love getting to know all of you in the comments and this beautiful little family and community that we're growing, man. It's so heckin' cool to see it come together, and man, I appreciate all of you so heckin' much. The growth of the channel, again, I say it every video, but it's just, I don't know, it blows me away because it's a niche game, but yeah, I don't know, people are checking it out and enjoying it, and like that means so much to me because I'm building a small little niche, you know, it's a niche game, and I'm building like a niche part of the world that not a lot of people know, like unless you're from Canada, and even if you are from Canada, that, you know, it's small town, not a lot of people are gonna know. Like if you're from Ontario, you probably don't know it unless you've been out here, right? And so to see so many people get behind it and support this project, you have no idea how much that means to me. Like it absolutely means the heckin' world to me. So thank you so much. Gotta figure out what in the heck is going on there with the notes. But yeah, this is it. This is our build for today. Love it, man. I'm so stoked on this. We'll get to the arena eventually. Yet again, got distracted, but this also works, right? Like I said, downtown in doses, and I gave you all a bridge. So hopefully that helps with more of the same, you know, downtown detail in there as well. Wanted to give a huge shout out to the people that allowed me to keep making this content for you and help support me in this. Patreon and Coffee, Disney Dude 1, Shane Turner, Fish Bob, Hey Guy Buddy, Braygard, William Epps, the Yed _ Anthropophagic, the Jonah, who I do a podcast with, and Comrade Karen. Thank you all so much for the support on Coffee and Patreon. It really does help out so much. If you want early access to the videos, say over designs for Talk City Simi Apparel, and early access, like first looks at the designs and all that cool stuff, yeah, Patreon links, all of that is below. Discord, where we do share your builds, where you share your builds, we showcase them on the live streams over on Twitch, and everything else, assets, mods list, all of that stuff is in the link tree that is in the description below. But yeah, that's all I got for you today. As always, remember, no matter what life throws at you, you matter, you are loved, you have a purpose. I'm a Canadian Moose, and I'll catch you all in the next episode of Rural Canada A.